Here's a look at where I've installed my two-way diverter shower valve. It controls water to my Spectra handheld and the Spectra rain shower.
Here's my RU521 shower valve, two-way diverter. So what that means is I'm gonna have the hot water coming in and the cold water coming in and two diverter points going out. So there's a third option. Looks like they're just using their triple diverter and putting a cap on. And with this, make sure you tighten the cap, just make sure that's tight. And right now I'm gonna show you how I put the PEX converter brass fittings on. Here's some pink water tape, Teflon tape. Whenever I'm using something like this, I like to go 3 full wraps. All right, so I've got perfect 3 wraps tightly stretched around the threads. Now, before, this is kind of like where we were stopping and just putting the fitting on and going from there. These days, people are using thread sealant. So in this case, this is Mega Lock, and you go on top of the Teflon tape with one wrap of thread sealant. Now you just want it on the outside edge, never inside. So be very cautious of that when you're doing your thread sealant.
We are now in the main floor bathroom. This is where I had the temporary construction bathroom for the duration of the construction process. Now I'm ready to finish this one off. I install some blocking to make sure the valve is mounted solid. I also install blocking for the Spectra shower rail, the drop your elbow, the 59-inch metal hose supply line for the Spectra handheld, and the drop your elbow for the Spectra rain shower. After removing the plaster guard, I will show you where the valve will go on the blocking. Then I will finish prepping my valve with the water lines connected to it. I find it easier to press the rings with more space. I just pressed a water line with a plug on the top right of the valve. That's where the brass cap was before. I lost the cap, so I threaded another PEX connector and capped it that way. On the left side is the line and drop your elbow for the 59-inch metal hose that supplies the handheld. Top center is the supply for the rain shower. Right bottom is the cold supply to the valve, and left side is the hot supply to the valve. I will tie into the supply lines under the floor after I mount the valve. There is 2 holes drilled through the floor. I slide the valve supply lines through to the basement, then I will connect the valve to the water line that feeds the rain shower. Time to mount the valve using powder-coated screws. Find the center line and start all screws into blocking, then slowly tighten, ensuring the valve is firm. Then I mount the drop your elbow and secure the water lines. Using a flathead screwdriver, close the valves at the supply location. After, I will go in the basement and connect the valve to the house water lines. Closing those valves can prevent an accident if the shower control was left open when I turn the house water back on. I will open and test the valve. Once happy there is no leaks, I will usually close again until I install the finished trim to prevent any accidents. Here I am just verifying that everything is perfect, in tune with my laser level. That laser line's indicating where the bar will offset and hold the handheld perfectly center of the valve, which is also center of the shower drain, which is also center of the rain shower head. After verifying with the laser level that everything is aligned, I will mark the location for the rain shower drop ear elbow. Install some blocking, cut the water line to length, and press the ring to connect the drop ear elbow. Using powder-coated screws, I will mount to the blocking. This valve rough-in is looking great. Here's a quick look at another valve installed in bedroom 2's ensuite shower. I used the exact configuration to install. The only difference is this one is in a 2x4 wall instead of a 2x6. I've got the water back on and tested for leaks on the valve. Now I'll just re-insulate the wall and get ready to close it off to start the waterproofing process. I'm using 1/2-inch plywood on all walls because I'm finishing the walls with tile. I will waterproof the shower and floor next. Once sheeting is installed, I will reinstall the plaster guard to protect the valve during tile. Make sure to fit tightly around the plaster cover when tiling, about a 1/16 inch gap so it removes easily when installing the shower trim. I've got one last thing to do, which is drill the hole exposing the drop ear elbow that feeds the 59-inch hose. Then I'm going to start the waterproofing process. Thanks for watching. Our next video is going to be the shower trim that finishes off that shower, so stay tuned.